Do you guys struggle with domination? Can you not get enough MT per game, or just can't defeat those all-time teams at the end of every domination? Today, guys, I have the ultimate domination guide for regular domination, historic domination, and all-time domination, and I guarantee if you follow these tips and strategies I give you guys, you will defeat all of these teams with ease. So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Pull up, two-door swerve, ay. Pull up, ay. Pull up, two-door swerving. Back in the day, I was wordless. Started from the surface in the middle of the desert with a weather hot enough to break a motherfucking thermos, nigga. Ay, look at the flick of my wrist. Won't forget.
Alright, so before we get into it, guys, I'm just going to make this kind of simple so you guys can click around the video, or you can feel free to watch the whole thing, but I know people are at different skill levels and they already know some things about domination. So we're going to divide this video into the basics, and you guys can see the times on screen. So the first part is going to be the basics, second, the players you should use, or at least the players I recommend, and third and lastly, the strategies I recommend if you're struggling to get MT or to simply just beat the teams in domination. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so starting with the basics, the first thing I'm going to really emphasize you doing if you want to maximize your MT and not have to replay games, you know, maybe you only got 2 stars, only 1 star, and you need 3, I'm going to really emphasize getting your minimums done. So Sam, what are minimums? Minimums are you have to shoot a minimum 5 3-pointers per game to get up to 100 points extra per game, and for free throws, shooting 10 free throws minimum per game to get an extra 10 points. So, or an extra 100 points. So they basically divide, you know, your shooting they get your shooting percentage, and the percentage you get based off your threes and free throws, they give you extra points. So if you shoot 5 for 5 from 3, you're going to get extra 100 points. If you shoot 10 for 10 from free throws, you're going to get extra 100 points. So what I recommend is shooting, you know, minimum 5 3-pointers, minimum 10 free throws per game. And if you're shooting 5 for 5 from 3, do not shoot any more threes. If you're shooting 10 for 10 for free throws, do not shoot any more free throws. Now, if you're, you know, in the fourth quarter, minute left, you've only shot 3 3-pointers, hopefully you're winning. Just go down, chuck up 2 threes. At least you're shooting 3 for 5, and you're going to get some bonus points from that. So make sure to get your minimums done, especially with, this is moving on to the second point here, especially with the MT glitch going on right now. It's not, you know, an exploit or anything, but the MT, it says you're earning at the end of every game, isn't necessarily accurate. So at the end of the game, if you look up top towards your MT count, when you load back into the main Myteam menu, you'll see the plus MT amount, and it'll say domination win or triple threat win, whatever game mode you're playing, but we're talking about domination, and that's the amount of MT you're getting. So for example, at the end of games, it's gonna say, oh, you won 1,600 points, or you earned 1,600 MT, but you're actually probably getting, from what I've experienced through all 99 games, it's about 100 to 200 MT off. So if you need 1,000 MT minimum to, you know, get 3 stars, you want to get about 1,200 or more MT at the end of the game. Fortunately this year, guys, 2K's been pretty generous with the MT requirements you need to pass every game. I'm probably already putting it up on screen, but at most for all time this year, guys, which is the hardest level of domination, the last game you only need 1,025 MT, which that's a cakewalk in comparison to previous years. So pretty much the hardest thing this year is winning the game, and as long as you do your minimums, which I neglected to do a couple games, and then I got hit with the MT glitch, and I had to redo the challenges because I only get 1 or 2 stars. But basically, guys, do the minimums and you'll never run into the problem. Just do your minimums, play, you know, crush the other team, and if you can't, at least just win the game, do your minimums, and you should be fine when it comes to the MT requirements. So let's move on to the players I recommend. Alright guys, so for the players I recommend for doing domination, you can see my lineup here on screen, and yes, I know I have D-Wade at point guard. I set this lineup and I was doing domination before they patched the out position glitch, but guys, just take my lineup with a grain of salt. I'll explain what I did, and I'll tell you the players I recommend. Obviously you can't and you don't have to copy my exact lineup, but I'll tell you kind of my philosophy, and I really had no problems defeating any of these teams, even the all-time teams. So pretty much, guys, at the 1, I had D-Wade. Now, I know you can't get D-Wade at point guard, most of you, so get a point guard like Derrick Rose. I know you could get him from the starter pack, or get some slashing point guard at the point guard position and have him bring up the ball. The blow-bys this year are crazy, or not super crazy, but you can definitely blow by a lot of the regular domination and historic teams point guards. All time it gets a little bit more difficult, but legit domination through historic, like regular through historic, it's really easy to just blow by with point guards. So get a good slashing point guard. At the 2, you could have a 3-point shooter. Jerry Stackhouse here. I know you guys, you're not gonna have him if you haven't beat all time, but again, I'm just comparing my players that I used to the ones you can get, so I'll give you some examples. So you can get a good 3-point shooting guard, but for me, driving this year is just way too OP, and I recommend a person who can shoot threes at the 2, but they also have to be able to drive pretty well and be pretty quick in transition, because you can score a lot of points in transition as well. So at the 2, I recommend you could get who's a good 2. I'm blanking off the top of my head, but Klay Thompson. I mean, he's not a good slasher, but you could get Klay. You could get T-Mac. T-Mac's a good starter. You guys all can get, or if you chose T-Mac. So get T-Mac for the 2, or someone who can slash at the 2 and shoot a little bit. At the 3, this is probably the most important for me. I had Shane Battier, which again, you get him from the token reward market. I know most of you probably aren't there yet if you've only just done the regular domination, or if that's what you're on. But the point being, get a really good lockdown player. And this Shane Battier carried me through all-time games where, there's opals and pink diamonds, and just get a good defensive player that you can put on the other team's best scorer, and just clamp them up and take them out of the game. That's what you at the 3. It's great if they can shoot threes, but you just need someone to clamp up the defending or the opponent's best scorer. So get a good 3. At the 4, it'd be great if they could shoot 2, but Cliff Robinson, he came into my lineup later in all-time domination, but at the 4, you don't necessarily need someone that can shoot the 3. I used to pack the paint with Hakeem Olajuwon, which was that's who I chose for my starter, with Hakeem and Alonzo Mourning, which I got from the Spotlight series. But at the 4 and 5, you just get guys who can protect the paint, block shots, get rebounds, dunk the ball. If they can shoot 3, it's a bonus. Shoot threes, it's a bonus. But legit, if you can just shut down the paint and stop the driving through all the dominations, it's just easy to get MT points to meet the requirements and just stop the other teams scoring altogether, because you can control the boards, you can block shots, you can obviously get the rebound, outlet it, go for dunks. It's just really too easy. Now, as you've noticed, I'm sure by now, I only have 7 actual usable players, and that's because, and I don't know if I recommend this. I'd say I'm pretty above average at the game, and I've played domination for many years. I only ran like 5 to 7 players, guys. I didn't really use my bench ever. These guys at the bottom, Alonzo Mourning and Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, or just whatever point guard you want, they were just there in case my players ever got injured, because injuries are a little bit more prevalent or relevant this year. I don't know, with players getting tired, I actually had some players get hurt, so I'd bring them in if they got hurt, but it was still pretty rare. But basically, guys, I recommend running a 10-man lineup. Don't be like me and just run a 5-man, but at the same time, you could just run a 5-man at least through the regular domination. But for all time, I definitely recommend a full lineup. All right, so moving on now to the most important part of the video, the strategies to beat any domination team, whether it's all-time, historic, or regular. And the first strategy I'm going to say, guys, is make sure you're off-balling the CPU. I know off-ball is frowned upon online, but this is the computer. It doesn't matter. So to play defense, just off-ball with your center and protect the paint and swat shots and grab boards manually all game. That's the first strategy or tip I'm going to give you. I know it's not really a crazy strategy, but I'm just going to make sure you guys are doing that. So yeah, off-ball CPU. People have said, is it okay to off-ball the CPU? Yeah, off-ball the CPU. It's the computer. It doesn't matter. So moving on to the next strategy I have, guys. Make sure, again, like I said in the players, have a point guard or shooting guard who can blow by the opposing point guard and shooting guard's player that's quick and to go dunk the ball. And the strategy, it leads into the strategy, which is 5 out. Now, you can acquire 5 out and 5 out the AI through numerous ways. You can go buy the Bucks playbook, the Pelicans playbook, I think the Rockets playbook even. There's playbooks out there you can run 5 out. Or if you know how to do it into the offensive settings, if you know how to run the offensive settings and not go buy the playbooks, you can set that every game as well. But run 5 out, guys. Space the court, blow by all game. Eventually they're going to double team, And when they do that, you're gonna call for screens, and I will put this on the video or on screen right now. I'm kind of pre-recording my voice, but you're gonna hit square or not square, sorry, triangle, not square, hit triangle or hold it on PS4. I'm not sure what it is on Xbox. It might be X. Don't quote me. I don't know what it is. It might be X. But hold the top button out of the 4 buttons and you're gonna call for a cut to the hoop. And backdoor cuts are way too OP this year against the CPU. It's pretty much a counter to off ball. And you're gonna do that and the AI can't catch on half the time, and you're gonna get an easy backdoor cut probably 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10 from what I've seen, especially if they're double teaming. So make sure to utilize backdoor cuts and cutting players to the hoop, you know, especially if they can dunk. And yeah, guys, those are my main strategies. You can also, you know, call a lot of pick and roll, get some switches, switch your big guys, or have the opponent's guards switch on your big guys and work quickly and just drop step every time. It's not as OP because the double teams come quickly this year, but primarily, guys, call for those backdoor cuts and run 5 out. That's pretty much what I did. I didn't even run 5 out. I just did backdoor cuts, but I know 5 out really helps some players because it just spaces the court out. All right, guys, that's gonna be the video. I really hope this video helped you get through domination. I know it's a grind. I personally just got done with domination yesterday. That's why I'm making the video today. And trust me, I know it's a long grind. It's 99 games of pure just boredom eventually, but it is important and worth it to get it done. So let me know in the comments below if you need any help or if there's anything you're struggling with. I reply to all comments. And yeah, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you're new, feel free to hit that subscribe button because we make tutorials and my team content all the time. So, and I live stream every day. So just a small plug there. So thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.